Hi there. So I'm Chris. I am doing a challenge against, or for myself, to write a gay story using some tarot cards for Gay Pride Month. So I'm using I'm doing this to show how writers can use tarot cards to unblock their creativity if they have writer's block. So there are 30 spreads. I'm almost done. And I'm using the Gay Tarot deck from Lee Bursten and Antonella Platano, and spreads are from karmastartarot.com. These are just examples. I'm not writing the story. I am kind of using a little bit more of my memory in this practice project. I think I figured out better ways to do this, but we'll go from there. So today we're going to do rewards and scars. And right now we've been dealing with Sage. He has some family that we've given him family, friends, boyfriends, antagonists, sidekicks, what Act 1 and Act 2, possibly Act 3. We've kind of gone through all of that if you're still with me. So if you are writing a story and following along with these kind of things and writing a project, put considerable time and reflection into this spread. Where has the main character come from? Who emerged as a result of this experience? And just what has the character learned and stuff? So that's kind of what we're going to go for here. So I actually have a signifier, Sage, for our main character. So I'm going to put him up at the top, and I'm going to give these cards a shuffle. This is a 5-card spread. So I shuffle 3 times. Personal preference, you can shuffle however you want. There is no right or wrong with shuffling. You can shuffle 10 times if you want. It just kind of depends on what you're feeling. And 3 is usually a magical number, at least for me. So that makes 2. And why don't we do 3? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it like this. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's I guess it's technically like 5s, but let's see what happens. So we've got 5 cards here. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so rewards and scars. The first card is the reward. There's a typo on here. The reward. This is regard, but the reward for the main character after facing the antagonist. We got the 4 of Pentacles here. Now, the 4 of Pentacles, 4s are about stability, and the 4 of Pentacles in an actual tarot deck is usually about, it shows a picture of a person holding their money close to them and not giving it away. So maybe with the 4 of Pentacles on this, obviously Sage has felt some sort of stability now that after he's faced the antagonist, his ex-boyfriend or whoever guy was. Like I'm getting kind of like he has more confidence in himself is kind of what I'm getting out of this card. It's more stability in himself, more stability to be able to put more trust in himself and what he wants to do in his future life, kind of a thing. So I'm getting that the reward is more, he has more confidence in himself is what I'm kind of getting from that. Now, the cost of the reward, it's a sideways card, and I got the Hermit. Now, like I've said in previous ones, since this is a sideways card, the Hermit, the title is going toward the right, so it's not reversed to me. Let's see. The cost of the reward. I think it's more of a journey. The hermit is someone who kind of goes off on their own and spends time on their own to learn about themselves, to learn about the universe, to reflect. I kind of think he's been able to, after dealing with the antagonist and getting this new self-confidence, I think he's been able to reflect over what his life has been like since he met this ex-boyfriend, or something of that nature, if that makes sense. I feel like he's been able to learn some lessons and reflect on I had another thought. The cost of the reward is what this card is actually saying. Now, I do think that everything I just said could still be worth it, but also now he's alone. He doesn't have a boyfriend. He's not in a relationship. So maybe he's now all by himself. So that could be the cost. Kind of a thing. So, number 3 is how facing the antagonist changes the main character. And I kind of like this one. I got self-hatred reversed. I kind of think he doesn't hate himself anymore. Maybe he can actually compare himself to the ex-boyfriend or to Guy a little bit more without his feelings or feeling self-hatred. Maybe he realizes that Guy hates himself and that he doesn't, and that Sage doesn't need to go down that same route. He likes himself for who he is. Because I'm not getting a blocked here. I mean, it could be blocked. But if he would be feeling hatred that way, maybe there's an opportunity here too with self-hatred. We see in the picture here, we've got a family and how he doesn't think he's going to have that with the family, with a man, woman, and with kids and a dog and a house. So maybe with this being reversed, maybe he just doesn't see a future with Guy anymore. That's kind of more of what I'm getting from this now, instead of the self-hatred part. I just think that he doesn't see a future with Guy anymore. I think that he's gotten over how Guy has treated him, and he's finally seen how badly he was treated in the relationship and how he was not treated as an equal. And I think he can now kind of move on from that, is kind of what I'm getting from that card. Number 4 is the scars left from facing the antagonist. Let's see, I've got another note here. It says stays with the main character forever. What's the scar left from the main left on the main character from the antagonist? Now I got the 2 of Cups. This is another sideways one, and this time the cups was toward my left. 2 Cups is usually about emotion. Cups are about emotions. Now, what I'm getting with this picture, though, is a mirror and a reflection. And what always stays with someone is their first love. Your first love of someone, your first crush. And I feel like this is going to stay with Sage for the rest of his life. I feel like Sage is going to always be able to compare his future relationships with this one. And he's always going to remember it. It's always going to be there, because mirrors don't lie. Mirrors tell the truth back to you. So I feel like he can, now that he knows the full truth about Guy, whatever that is, however the story decides to write itself or whatnot, I think that the mirror, it just kind of gets back to him. Now, if we want to go with the blocked section, I mean, if it's reversed, my next thought for this would be maybe he doesn't quite get over it, and maybe there's a book 2, a second story. that maybe he carries the scar with him into the next story or into the next relationship, and it prevents him from being happy with someone else. He's now happy being himself, but he's not happy. He keeps bringing this weight with him, kind of a thing is what I'm getting from it. Because you see, he's reaching for it. Maybe he's reflecting over how he reached for Guy, and it didn't work out, so he feels kind of like embarrassed for it, kind of a thing. That could be a scar, something of that nature. Now, the evolution of the main character's character as a result. Got the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is usually about leaving something behind, even though you love it. Or even leaving something behind. Like, there's a interpretation that I read recently about the Eight of Cups. The picture on an actual Eight of Cups card in an average deck has a person walking away from 7 cups, and 1 seems to be missing. So the person on the card is willing to walk away from from what they have to go find the one thing to complete or to feel complete. So I'm wondering if he's actually feels strong enough to leave people. The evolution. He's strong enough to leave. Maybe he's strong enough to go find. I remember that Sage he's a drifter. So maybe he actually gets the courage to leave and become a actual employee somewhere, or live somewhere else a little more permanently. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. My cat is at the front door, and there is a possibility a cat fight might break out. So just throwing that out there just in case. But so with this, I just kind of think that he's willing to leave the things that he loves behind to go find something else. And I think that's kind of the evolution of him, maybe because he's been stuck in this rut, and spinning his wheels and just doing the same things over and over and over. And I just think that Sage, with this experience, he's able to grow up and finally able to learn and move on to something new. Again, I will take pictures of this spread in the description down below. I will put the deck and the link of the spread that I'm using for your own records, or for your own knowledge. And these pictures will be put on my Instagram and on my website, so you can actually see what I'm looking at as well. Hope you have a good night, and until the next video.